What is so special about Goswami Tulsidas? Tulsi Ramayana is not written in any Sanskrit language. It is written in the local bhasha of that time in Ayodhya, Awadhi. So generally, one may ask the question, those who are Sanskrit scholars and Panditas of Advaita Vedanta tradition, why do we even pick up a text like Tulsi Rama, which is not in Sanskrit? So for this, we have to look at the life of Goswami Tulsidas. Now, Goswami ji had a very peculiar childhood, starting from birth itself. Well, it is said that Goswami ji did not stay in the womb just in a matter of 9 months, but for an entire year. Goswami ji stayed in the womb of his mother. Goswami ji stayed for 1 year. His mother's name, very beautifully, her name was Hulasi. Hulasi means what? Joy, Ananda, bliss. And his father's name was Atma Rama Dubey. And they grew up, that family, they lived near Chitrakoot. Somewhere it is called Rajapur. So Goswami ji, his parents, grew up in Chitrakoot. And at a very early age, Goswamiji's mother passed. Very, very early, when he was very young. Then, who will be there to take care of him? So there was a maid in that village who was assigned to take care of Goswamiji. Another strange thing people came to know about Goswamiji when he was very young. It is said that when he was born, as a young boy, a little child, he had all 32 teeth. Now what is so special about that? So in that time, there is a saying that the one who has 32 teeth in their mouth from the time of birth, whatever that person says, that thing will come true. So Goswamiji was born with a full array of teeth. So when he was about 4 years, 5 years, Goswamiji started looking like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old. Very mature. Full set of teeth, facial structure developed. Everybody thought in that village, something seems wrong with this boy. He looks very different from the average youth. So everyone considered Goswamiji to be inauspicious. The villagers in his community did not think too much of him. Around 5 years, 6 years, Goswamiji's that maid servant who used to take care of him, she also died. And his father, Atma Rama Dubey, also died. Now, mother has gone at a very early age. Father now has also died. So now who will take care of Goswamiji? So it is said that Annapurna Devi herself used to manifest, come as a woman in the village and feed. The goddess of food used to come and feed Goswamiji. As Goswamiji was growing up in Chitrakoot, one great sage by the name of Narahari Ananda came by and decided to take this boy under his wing. And as you know, for us who are in the Vedic tradition, from a very young age, samskara, initiation has to be done, diksha has to be given. So this Narahari Ananda takes Goswamiji under his wing. At that time, of course, Goswamiji was not known as Goswamiji. Narahari Ananda gives Goswamiji the name Ram Bhola, and he was initiated into Gayatri. There also it is said that Goswami Tulsidasaji was able to master Gayatri mantra without being trained. Means when he was initiated, he did not have to be, it was not necessary for him to be told the Gayatri mantra, he knew it already. Which means, Purva Purva Janma Samskara. Previous life itself he had done such great sadhana that in this life from very early he was able to recollect the Gayatri mantra. So from Narahari Ananda he was given this Gayatri initiation. And now the name Ram Bhola. This Ram Bhola, then later on after mastering the Gayatri, was then initiated into Vaishnava Diksha by the same Narahari Ananda and was given Ram Mantra initiation. Then after some time, Goswamiji travelled to Ayodhya to study Shastra, scriptures. So after initiation, going to Gurukula and study. So Goswamiji also followed along in the same manner. in Gurukula. He went there and it is said he studied for 12 years. 12 years! Goswamiji studied Veda, Vedanga, Vedanta, Vyakarana, Nyaya, all limbs of Veda. Goswamiji studied. And this we will reflect upon, we will see when we go through in detail this Tulsi Rama. Then of course, after finishing Gurukula, what happens? Goswamiji is married, gets married. So he gets married to a girl in the Bharadwaja Gotra. And many of us are familiar with this story. Goswamiji, of course this is after he has completed his education, getting married to this girl. He is so much in love with his wife. So much in love. How much in love? We will see. One day, Goswamiji's wife, her brother, the wife's brother, came to visit Goswamiji and family and came to take his sister back home for a few days. So of course, like any good husband, Goswamiji says, please go for a few days. But just after one night of his wife leaving and going to her father's place with her brother, Goswamiji is agitated, restless. He is unable to bear with that separation. So much, you call it love, infatuation, attachment, whatever you want to call it. He cannot bear it. One night only, one night has passed. And in the middle of the night, in Trinidad we say vaps, he catch a desire. Means in his mind a desire arose. Then what happens? He says, I have to go meet her. I am going to go meet her. Even if one night has passed, I am going to meet her. And it is said that that night that Goswamiji decided that I am going to meet her, that very first night after his wife had departed, it is said that the weather was so bad. Let us say it was like a tropical storm. Though in that area there is no storm, very much like a storm. Heavy showers, like monsoon season, heavy rains. But Goswamiji does not pay attention to any of these things. He is seeing, my wife is there, my love is there, my happiness is there. I will do whatever it takes to reach her. So Goswamiji, looking past the weather conditions and the dangers associated with it, decides I am going to go. To reach his wife's home, family's home, he has to cross a river. And when he reaches there, of course, when there is stormy conditions, no boatman wants to operate, no boats are there docked across on the riverbed, on the river bank, when weather is bad. So Goswamiji reaches there and thinks, I have to cross this river some way or the other. If there is no boatman, I myself will take a boat and cross. And what he does, he sees something floating in the water. And he thinks, this may be a raft. This may be some type of flotation device I can use to cross this river. Now, that floating device, that floating object was actually a dead body. But Goswamiji did not recognize it. He saw it to be a raft. And he held on to it so tightly, thinking, I'm using this to cross the ocean, cross the river. See what happens when our mind is fixed and deluded. Attachment is there. Then what we recognize, what is really a dead body, we think it to be something which can help us cross. Taking a dead body to be a raft. Then, more is there to the story. Goswamiji crosses over. He has not even recognized that what he used to cross was a dead body. He was, in his own words. He reaches the home of his wife and her parents. And he knows that my wife, she would be staying in the upper floor, the second level of the building. So now he thinks, well, I don't want to show up to my in-laws on the very first night that my wife has left and say that I am missing my wife and I want to see her. That pride, that men have, they don't want to say, I'm missing my wife, therefore I have come to see her. So what he thinks, he says, well, I know she's up there in the second level. I will climb the rope, I will go up to the second level, meet her and spend time with her. Goswamiji now looks for a rope to climb up to that second level to meet his wife. Here also, thinking it to be a rope, Goswamiji grabs a snake And of course in Vedanta we know this example better than anyone else. Taking a rope to be a snake this is the definition of our problems in life. Goswamiji grabs a snake and climbs it, thinking it is a rope. So first delusion, taking a dead body to be a raft. Then taking a snake to be a rope. So in Vedanta we have rope being a snake. Here it is snake, considering it to be a rope. Both ways it is problem only. If you take a rope to be a snake, that also is problem. If you take a snake to be a rope, that also is maha problem. So now he climbs. He gets to the top. And now his wife. So wife probably said Hari Om. Goswamiji also said Hari Om. Goswamiji must have said, well, I think that you were calling me in your mind, so I have come. Maybe you were thinking about me, that's why I have come. Goswamiji tells his wife, I have crossed such great weather, such stormy weather to come meet you. And this wife, you would think that the wife would be pleased to know that her husband would go through all of that struggle to meet her. But unfortunately, the wife's response is not what Goswamiji expected. He says, oh my dearest, I have come here, traveled so far to meet you. Why are you not happy? She answers, why have you come here? What are you doing here? Goswamiji is shocked beyond words. For a person that I love so much, doing so much for her to reach her, and that is how she responds. She says, if you had even half of this love for Bhagwan Shri Rama, even half of this effort and energy and pursuit you had put forth towards Bhagwan, by now you would have reached him. Even half the effort and energy that he invested to reach her, that much energy, half of it, if he had invested in pursuing Bhagwan, Bhagwan would have been attained by him. Goswamiji, hearing these words, like lightning, it hits his eardrums. Immediately awakening in him, the words of his wife awakens in him a strong vairagya, a very strong dispassion. Realizing that, how foolish I have been to run after my wife in this manner. Goswamiji's wife scolded him only once and he gained vairagya. Every day we get scolding from our wives, and instead of becoming Tulsidas, we become Kulfidas, Guruji says. We are slave to Kulfi only. So what we can understand here is not that one scolding of his wife and immediately that strong intense vairagya happened, but it was awakened in him. There needed to be something to prompt him, to push him to recognize that what he was holding on to was not what his goal of life was. So she was just what we call a nimitta, a prompter, something to push him forward on his journey. If your wife scolds you, then take it as Bhagwan's blessing to give you vairagya, and vice versa also.